Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hey friends, in the previous lecture we have did the theory about that is column chromatography, and now in this topic basically we are going to talk about the thin layer chromatography, and let us talk about the principle as well as the technique behind this thin layer chromatography. So now let us start with it. So before understanding the technique behind the thin layer chromatography, it is very much essential for us to understand the principle behind the thin layer chromatography. So now let us understand the principle behind the thin layer chromatography, and that is, so the principle of thin layer chromatography is an adsorption chromatography which is based on the principle of differential adsorption of the components of a mixture. So this is the principle which is very much similar to that of the earlier one, that is what we have did, that is column chromatography. So that means column chromatography as well as the thin layer chromatography, they both have the same principle behind, and that is what we are going to explain, but the technique is somewhere it is different compared to that of the column chromatography. So this is a diagram which illustrates the thin layer chromatography. So what we have to do in this technique basically, so for this technique basically we have to take a jar, as you could see over here, and that consists of a particular amount of solvent, and this solvent is nothing but it is known as eluent, the same eluent that we have talked about in the column chromatography. So this is what this jar consists of. The main thing that we have to do is, because we are talking about thin layer chromatography, obviously we have to take a thin glass, and that thin glass is also basically known as basically chromatoplate, and that is what it has been used in this case. So this is what the thin layer chromatography is, what it has been done over here, and this is the thin glass, that is what we take, and we dip in a slurry of that is silica, or we dip in a slurry of that is silica gel, or we could say like alumina. So the same gel is basically, or the same absorbent is basically, it has been present in the column chromatography, that is what we have did in our previous lecture. So the thing is, what we have to do is we have to take this thin glass and we have to dip in the slurry of silica gel, and we have to remove it out and let that thin layer along with that of the silica gel that has been adsorbed on the thin layer, that should be getting dried up. So after this gets dried up, then what we have to do is we have to take the mixture or the organic mixture, for which we have to basically we have to divide it, or we have to basically separate it. So that organic compound is what we have to take it with the help of a capillary tube, and we have to basically spot this on this baseline, as you could see over here. So the main thing that we have to do in this technique is we have to take a thin glass, and that thin glass is basically, it has been presented in this manner. So we have to take the thin glass and we have to dip it in the slurry of silica gel, or it could be alumina also. So if that thin glass is basically, it is dipped in the slurry of silica gel, obviously after a few times it will get dried up, and this is the main thing that we need. Now we can take an organic mixture, and that is the organic mixture, that is what we have to separate it. So we can take the organic mixture with the help of a capillary tube, and we can spot that organic mixture at this point, or this is basically the baseline on which basically we spot that organic mixture. And now the main process starts. So as we have mentioned, that is, we have kept the solvent in the jar, and obviously, or it is also known as eluent. So obviously, because of the capillary action, the solvent will move upward. So if the solvent moves upward, or this organic spot, that is what we have spotted over here, and after a few while we could see that even this gets raised up after a few times, because due to the capillary action of the solvent that grows up, and that is how, or that rises up. So that is how basically we could find that after a few while even this spot gets separated, and we could find two spots. If suppose if we have taken a mixture, then we could find two spots over here, and this is what it has been represented over here. That is, suppose one of the spot that has been presented over here, that means, and the final spot, that is what we could find over here. So this indicates that the spot consists of an organic mixture, and basically we could find two spots over here, and that is how basically the two mixtures can be separated also. So this is a technique where we can basically separate the organic mixtures, and depending on that we could also analyze that which compound that would be. So that is all depends on the retardation factor. And what is retardation factor? Let me talk about that also. So the retardation factor is nothing but it is the ratio of the distance traveled by the substance from the baseline to the distance traveled by the solvent from the baseline. So this is what I want to represent about the retardation factor. So as we know that if we have placed the spot over here, that is the organic mixture, we have placed the spot over here, and because of the solvent, if it rises up because of the capillary action, obviously if it consists of two components, if the mixture consists of two components, obviously we could find the two spots over here. So that is how we can measure the retardation factor. So as we know that the solvent, it will always rise, and because of due to the Kappa reaction, and it will rise beyond this one or beyond this spot. So that is how we can find the value of y over here, or basically the distance traveled by the solvent, that is y. And we can also spot that is the x, the value of x, or we could say the distance traveled by the organic component, and that is what we can find it over here. So this is the one of the component consists of the x value, and this is another spot. Even for this also we could spot the value of x, but the y will remain constant. So here how we can calculate the retardation factor of the components, and by the calculation or by the reading we could estimate that which compound that component would be. So that is how we do this kind of spotting, and this is very much necessary, not only to separate it but also to estimate that which organic compound it would be. So this is nothing but the thin layer chromatography, and that is what I have represented over here. So thank you friends for watching this video. I hope you have understood this video very clearly, and you have got to know that technique behind and the principle behind the thin layer chromatography. So I hope I will see you next time, and till then don't forget to subscribe Ekeeda channel. Thank you so much.